What if the cheese in your fridge is quietly aging you faster? Sounds impossible, right? But after age 60, the very foods you once loved, soft, creamy, harmless, could now be clogging your arteries, inflaming your joints, and even accelerating memory loss. No one tells you this. Not your doctor, not the ads, not the labels on the package. But today we will. Welcome to Healthy Aging Life, the place where science meets smart choices for your second half of life. In this video, we're going to reveal the 4 cheeses that protect your heart, brain, and gut, and the 4 you should never touch again. By the end, you'll know exactly what's healing you and what's hurting you. But before we dive in, tell me this. Have you ever noticed that your favorite snack makes you feel heavy, bloated, or tired, but you just blamed it on getting older? If yes, hit the like button. If no, comment below with "still sharp." That's your secret code. Let's see how many of you are really listening. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell. Because at Healthy Aging Life, we believe your best years are still ahead, if you know how to eat for them. Let's get started. Let's face it, aging changes everything, even how your body handles cheese. At 60 and beyond, your gut slows down, your arteries get stiffer, and your metabolism isn't what it used to be. But here's the good news. Not all cheese is bad. Some cheeses are actually made for the aging body, easier to digest, lower in sodium, rich in brain-boosting and anti-inflammatory nutrients. Let's break down the top 4 cheeses every senior should have in their kitchen, and why they work with your body, not against it. Mozzarella is soft, creamy, and incredibly kind to your heart. But not all mozzarella is created equal. We're talking about fresh buffalo mozzarella, not the shredded, rubbery stuff in plastic bags. What makes it special? It's low in sodium and saturated fat, both of which are critical for seniors managing blood pressure and cholesterol. Buffalo mozzarella is made with just a few ingredients: buffalo milk, rennet, salt, and cultures. That's it. No additives, no preservatives, no fake fillers. Clinically speaking, it contains bioactive peptides and conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, compounds shown to lower blood pressure and reduce inflammation. It also supports vascular flexibility, meaning your arteries stay elastic longer, lowering stroke risk. Let's not forget minerals. This cheese is packed with calcium, selenium, zinc, and even vitamin A, nutrients vital for bone density, immune function, and eye health. Want proof it works? Take Queen Letizia of Spain. At 51, she's known for her Mediterranean-inspired diet. Her go-to lunch? Sliced tomatoes, basil, olive oil, and fresh buffalo mozzarella. She credits that clean way of eating for her glowing skin, lean physique, and mental sharpness. For regular folks like 72-year-old Olivia from Chicago, the results are just as real. She cut out cold cuts and started making mozzarella tomato salads twice a week. Within 3 months, her joint swelling eased, and her blood pressure dropped from 142/90 to 126/82. No extra meds needed. Tip: buy mozzarella packed in water, not vacuum sealed or pre-shredded. Use it in salads, on whole grain toast, or melted over steamed veggies. It's delicious, simple, and healing. Feta may be salty, but in small amounts, it's a senior-friendly superstar. Traditionally made from sheep's or goat's milk, feta is easier to digest than cow's milk cheeses. It has less lactose and a different protein structure that's gentler on aging stomachs. But here's where feta really shines. It's probiotic-rich. Seniors often struggle with gut health due to medications, antibiotics, or just age-related microbiome decline. The live cultures in feta help restore balance, improving digestion, reducing bloating, and even boosting immunity. Nutritionally, feta provides solid amounts of calcium, vitamin B12, and protein, all essential for bone health, nerve function, and maintaining muscle mass. Worried about the salt? Rinse your feta in water. A quick soak can cut sodium by up to 30%, making it safer for those with hypertension. Let's talk real life. A 68-year-old retired veteran from Florida with acid reflux swapped cheddar for feta on his grilled chicken. Result? Less reflux, better digestion, and fewer late-night antacids. He didn't just feel lighter, he was lighter, dropping 5 pounds in 8 weeks. Feta's crumbly texture also helps with portion control. Just a small sprinkle over roasted veggies or a salad gives big flavor. No heavy bloating, no guilt. Swiss cheese doesn't just look friendly with its little holes. It's a smart cheese for aging bodies. At just 54 milligrams of sodium per ounce, it has up to 75% less salt than typical hard cheeses. That makes it a safe choice for anyone watching their blood pressure or dealing with heart disease. Swiss cheese is naturally low in lactose. Its aging process breaks down the sugar that bothers so many people's stomachs as they get older. Plus, the bacteria used in fermentation, especially Propionibacterium fruttenrachii, helps strengthen the immune system. But Swiss isn't just easy on the gut. It's strong on nutrients. It's rich in calcium, vitamin K2, and vitamin B12. K2 keeps calcium out of your arteries and sends it to your bones, where it belongs. B12 fights cognitive decline and supports memory, a must after 60. At a care center in Colorado, residents swapped cheddar for Swiss in their daily sandwiches. After 6 months, more than half showed improved blood pressure and cholesterol scores without changing any meds. Even Warren Buffett, now 93, still enjoys cheese regularly. But his team ensures it's smart cheese like Swiss, low in sodium, high in value, and perfect for longevity. Goat cheese may be the most underrated cheese for seniors. It's soft, slightly tangy, and incredibly easy to digest. Why? Because it contains short and medium-chain fatty acids, which the liver processes more easily than long-chain fats. That means less fat stored, more energy used, a key benefit for seniors with slower metabolisms. Goat cheese is low in lactose and casein, making it far less likely to cause bloating, discomfort, or mucus buildup. It also delivers powerful doses of zinc, selenium, and omega-3s, essential for brain function, immunity, and even mood regulation. Early studies suggest goat cheese may help delay age-related memory loss. Its natural vitamin A and fatty acid content support neuron health and synaptic repair. Margaret, a 75-year-old widow in Oregon, had constant bloating and energy crashes. She started replacing cream cheese with soft goat cheese on her toast and salads. In just weeks, her digestion improved, and she reported feeling clearer in the head and more energized after lunch. Use goat cheese with eggs, avocado toast, grilled vegetables. It adds creaminess without the crash. Not all cheeses are created equal. Some are flat-out dangerous, especially for aging bodies. What used to be harmless in your 30s can quietly wreak havoc in your 60s. Increased blood pressure, inflammation, arrhythmias, gut imbalance, they don't always come from obvious culprits. Sometimes they come from the cheese on your plate. Let's look at the 4 worst offenders. If you're over 60, you should think twice before eating these again. Let's be honest, American cheese isn't real cheese. It's a processed product made with emulsifiers, sodium, artificial coloring, and chemical preservatives. One slice can pack 300 to 400 milligrams of sodium, about 15% of your daily limit. Now imagine 2 slices every day over years. That's a direct hit to your blood pressure. And that smooth, melty texture comes at a price. The emulsifiers used, like sodium citrate, disrupt your gut flora. For seniors whose gut health is already fragile due to medications and age, this is a recipe for inflammation and weakened immunity. It gets worse. These cheese slices are loaded with synthetic phosphates, substances that interfere with calcium absorption. That means less calcium going to your bones and more circulating in your blood. Over time, this can lead to arterial calcification, hardening of the arteries. This process speeds up dramatically in seniors. Former President Bill Clinton, known for his fast food love during his younger years, had to undergo emergency bypass surgery at 58. One of the many culprits? A highly processed diet, including, yes, lots of processed cheese. If you want the creamy melt without the cardiovascular risk, choose real cheese, like a thin slice of Swiss or even goat cheese on a whole grain sandwich. The fake stuff isn't worth it. Blue cheese may look gourmet. It's rich, tangy, and popular at fancy dinner tables. But for seniors, it's a ticking time bomb. Why? That blue marbling isn't just decorative. It's an active mold, Penicillium roqueforti, which produces compounds like tyramine and histamine. Younger bodies can break these down. Older bodies? Not so much. As enzyme levels decline with age, these compounds build up and cause trouble. Tyramine can spike blood pressure and trigger irregular heartbeats. Histamine can cause flushing, headaches, and even anxiety. In 2023, a study in food chemistry linked high tyramine intake with migraines, arrhythmias, and ER visits in people over 65. One patient reported feeling drunk and dizzy after a cheese platter. It was actually a reaction to tyramine overload. And let's not ignore the listeria risk. Blue cheese, especially unpasteurized or poorly stored varieties, can harbor this dangerous bacteria. For seniors with weakened immunity, listeria can lead to deadly complications like sepsis or meningitis, not just stomach cramps. If you take medications for high blood pressure, depression, or Parkinson's disease, blue cheese can interact with those too, often in unpredictable and harmful ways. Best advice? Skip the mold. Choose cleaner cheeses with probiotics, not toxins. Cream cheese feels innocent. It spreads easily. It's smooth and mild. But underneath that softness is a problematic combo for aging bodies. High saturated fat, low protein, and sometimes added sugar. Most cream cheese contains 9 to 10 grams of fat per serving, and barely 1 to 2 grams of protein. That's a poor nutritional trade-off, especially for seniors trying to preserve muscle mass and manage cholesterol. But the bigger problem? Contamination risk. Cream cheese has a soft, moist texture. Ideal conditions for listeria if it's not stored properly. And let's be honest, it's often left out at brunch tables or parties for hours. Infections from listeria don't just cause nausea. In seniors, they can lead to bloodstream infections, brain swelling, and in some cases, death. Also, many flavored cream cheeses like strawberry, honey walnut, or blueberry are packed with hidden sugars. Sugar spikes insulin. That triggers fat storage, increases inflammation, and puts strain on the liver. Think of it this way. If you're already dealing with arthritis, prediabetes, or high cholesterol, cream cheese is the wrong kind of indulgence. Need an alternative? Try plain Greek yogurt or whipped goat cheese. You'll get the creaminess and actual nutrition without the risk. Cheese spreads in foil triangles or plastic tubs are convenient, but what's inside is far from healthy. These products combine the worst of everything. Extremely high sodium, chemical emulsifiers, preservatives, and in some cases trans fats, yes, the kind banned in many countries. What makes them especially toxic for seniors is the use of phosphate additives like sodium phosphate. These compounds strain kidney function and have been strongly linked to renal decline, especially in older adults with borderline kidney health. A 2021 review from the National Kidney Foundation confirmed it. Processed cheese spreads were among the top offenders in accelerating kidney disease progression. That creamy, smooth texture also misleads people into overeating. It feels light, but it's extremely dense in calories, salt, and chemicals that cause inflammation in the brain and gut. Trans fats still found in cheap brands raise LDL, bad cholesterol, lower HDL, good cholesterol, and increase stroke risk. That's why many nutritionists now refer to these spreads as a stroke in a spoon. If you're looking for a spreadable cheese, go natural. Whipped ricotta or a clean goat cheese spread is safer, tastier, and miles healthier. Cheese is comforting, soft, creamy, familiar. It's the taste of family gatherings, holiday breakfasts, and childhood memories. That's why it's so easy to overlook. It doesn't look dangerous. It doesn't feel like a threat. But after 60, your body changes in ways that most people don't fully understand. Your arteries become less flexible. Your liver slows down. Your brain becomes more vulnerable. The same foods you used to enjoy without consequence may now act differently in your system. And cheese is one of the most underestimated. The truth is, cheese isn't your enemy. Not all of it. Not when chosen wisely. In fact, the right cheeses can help you stay strong. They can support your immune system, protect your bones, even improve gut health and reduce inflammation. That's not opinion. That's science. But when you choose the wrong kinds, processed, mold-heavy, or loaded with sodium and chemicals, cheese stops being a treat. It becomes silent sabotage. Let's talk about that for a moment. Many seniors still eat American cheese slices every week. Why? Because it's convenient, melts easily, reminds them of grilled cheese sandwiches from childhood. But convenience doesn't make it safe. Those slices are filled with synthetic phosphates, emulsifiers, and sodium, all of which can trigger high blood pressure, calcium loss, and arterial hardening. For someone over 60, that's not a small problem. That's a heart attack waiting to happen. Blue cheese? It may look refined, sophisticated, but the mold in blue cheese isn't just aesthetic. It contains tyramine and histamine, compounds that can trigger migraines, blood pressure spikes, and arrhythmias in older adults. The risk goes up dramatically if you're taking blood pressure or antidepressant medication. Even cream cheese, which feels soft and harmless, is a metabolic trap. It's high in saturated fat, low in protein, and can easily carry dangerous bacteria like listeria if left unrefrigerated. And yet, many seniors smear it on their toast every morning without realizing the long-term cost. The hardest part? These dangers don't show up right away. They build up slowly, silently, until one day you wake up with brain fog, joint pain, dizziness, or worse, you don't wake up at all. But this isn't about fear. It's about awareness. Because the good news is there's a better path. Mozzarella, feta, Swiss, goat cheese. These aren't just better tasting alternatives. They're biologically smarter choices for aging bodies. They're lower in sodium, easier to digest, rich in calcium, probiotics, and healthy fats. They work with your body, not against it. Let's make it personal. Queen Letizia of Spain, age 51, is known for her disciplined Mediterranean diet. That includes fresh mozzarella with tomatoes and olive oil. She's praised for her energy, her mental clarity, her strength. It's not genetics alone. It's habit. It's diet. It's strategy. Or look at Warren Buffett. Over 90, still working, still sharp. He doesn't eat blindly. His team ensures his meals support longevity. Low-sodium cheeses. Low-processed foods. Simple changes. Big outcomes. You don't need to be royalty or a billionaire to make those same choices. You just need to understand that what you eat matters, especially now. Because after 60, nutrition isn't about weight loss anymore. It's about mobility, memory, energy, independence. It's about staying sharp enough to drive, strong enough to carry your groceries, clear-minded enough to remember birthdays and appointments. That's what food can support or destroy. When you eat the right cheese, you're not just avoiding harm. You're actively protecting your future. You're saying, I choose to protect my heart. I choose to stay mentally sharp. I choose to reduce inflammation and support digestion. I choose to live longer and better. But here's the key. None of this happens by accident. You have to look in your fridge. Ask yourself, which of these cheeses is giving back to my body? And which is quietly taking away from it? Because a wrong bite won't hurt you once. But repeating that bite for 30 years? That's what makes the difference. And here's the good news. The shift isn't hard. No radical diet. No giving up cheese entirely. Just being more selective. Learning to say yes to the ones that nourish and no to the ones that harm. It's a small change, but over time it adds up to something massive. Fewer pills. Fewer hospital visits. More mornings where you wake up feeling like yourself. That's the real value of knowledge. It gives you the power to decide. The freedom to age on your terms. So next time you reach for that creamy slice or spread, remember this moment. Your body is still listening, still adapting, still hoping you'll choose wisely. Choose cheese that helps you move forward. Choose the bite that helps you remember clearly. Choose the taste that doesn't just fill your stomach, but feeds your future. Because after 60, every choice matters just a little more. And sometimes the most powerful change is the quietest one on your plate. Cheese isn't just cheese anymore. After 60, it becomes a choice, one that can either protect your body or break it down. The truth is, you don't need to give up flavor. You just need to give up the habits that no longer serve your health. One simple switch from the wrong cheese to the right one can mean fewer pills, stronger bones, a clearer mind, and more good days than bad. That's not magic. That's awareness. So I want to hear from you. What cheese is sitting in your fridge right now? Have you already been eating some of the healthy ones we mentioned? Or do you need to make a change starting today? Tell us in the comments. And if you're still watching, comment sharp switch so we know you made it to the end. That's your second secret code. And if this video gave you even one new insight, please give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to our channel, Healthy Aging Life. Because when it comes to growing older, knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. We've got more eye-opening, life-improving videos coming your way. But for now, take a breath, open that fridge, and make one small choice today that your future self will thank you for tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.